Hello everybody. Today we're going to be updating the app to having a banning system. So this was actually mentioned this on one of the comments of one of the videos on how to create a banning system so they can ban a user. And we can do that easily. So we're going to go back here onto Air, and I'm going to go ahead and register for an account. And this will be the account that we're going to be using from now on. Or, well, my account. You don't have to name it exactly like this. So we'll just say Carlo. And my password is, and most likely I'm blurring it, I'm not telling you the password. And my security word, which is also blurred, is going to say not telling you at all. Alright. And of course, I'm going to register for Pro Mode. So I'm going to create some new keys because some people like using these. So here's one. That one anyone can use. And this one will be another one that people can use. Look at the valid. And let's do for me, which is valid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Redeem. And we'll register. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and enter it while keeping it blurred. So if you ever want to send me a message, go ahead and send it to Carlo, which is my username, capital K. Okay, so now that we got that all set up, we are now going to be adding a banning system, of course. And let's go ahead and add a way where you can go to the advanced site of the app. So let's do that. So this will actually be on the settings. We don't have a settings. Huh, that's interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and make a settings. So actually I'm going to delete this and I'll duplicate that. And this will be the new screen for settings. So I just went to Portal and then just duplicated it from here. Now I'm going to get rid of all this unnecessary stuff. We don't really need this. We don't need this. Keep the logout button because we're actually going to use it. And we'll do go back. For the people that's wondering why we're using let's see, like we're using label 36 as a placeholder, right? It's not labeled 36 on the portal screen, but we are using label label 36 like right here. Why aren't we using variables? And the reason being is because these app tutorials that I'm making, we need to get used to how variables work. And I will tell you right now, variables make it really easier to program your app, and it makes it much cleaner. So we'll be diving into variables very soon. But we can actually just use the regular text for right now. So I'm going to keep the pro right here label so we know that you're a pro user. And we are going to go ahead and add some buttons. So I'm going to add one right here in the corner. Or actually, I'm going to add one right here. And this one, I'm going to choose an icon. And we'll put a and we'll put a wrench. Okay, and right here we'll add a label on the bottom. Okay, center it, and we'll just type in developers. Alright, so this button is very important, but I'm going to hide it, both of those. Because if you go into the settings, we don't want every user to become a developer, and they will have access to hidden settings on the app where literally using it can damage the app in some way. So I'm going to go here onto the accounts. Man, there's a lot of users. It's amazing. And I'm going to go ahead and do... I'm going to add another column, and this column is going to say dev. Keep it short, you know. And we're actually going to keep most of these undefined. So let's say I clicked edit. There's nothing in it. That's because it's undefined. There's really nothing in it. So if there's nothing in it or it's undefined, then basically you won't get access to the developers. But if it, let's say, says the letter Y, then you will have access to the button. But before we do that, we need to actually continue setting up the settings. I'm going to name this screen settings. And I'm going to duplicate it once more. This one's not going to have the pro mode because a developer might not have pro mode. And this one, we're going to put right here on the left, add some spacing. Here we go. And we'll put error messaging services. We'll put limited. Or LLC. Limited liability company. Developers. Developer settings. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and make the font size a little smaller so it can fit on the screen. So here's what I'm planning while we're doing this. Just follow along with me. Why are we creating a separate screen for the developer settings? Really, it's easier to ban a user. Let's say you're not on your account, your code.org account. You can just you won't really be able to delete someone's account. But if we add a way where you can edit a user, or at least delete a user from that app, then you should have an easier experience. And you can hire people to be developers. That's why chatting services usually hire moderators. You see moderators from like, well, mostly every messaging service has a moderator. It's just to ensure that the app is either running smoothly, or let's say they need to ban a user and they need to, or kick someone out if someone, let's say, reported it. A moderator is great for if you're creating a chatting service or whatever you are creating. A moderator is always there for you to make sure that the app is running smoothly. Alright, so I lowered the font size to 10. You don't have to lower it like this, but you can if you want. And I'm going to change the text on here, and this is going to say account modifications, or account modification. And this is developers. I'm going to name that the screen. And here on the account modification, I'm going to duplicate this screen once more. And we'll do account underscore modify. Okay. So we have that. Now I'm going to take out everything in the text box that we just made. And I'm going to name it account modifications developers mode. There you go. And right here, we are going to put right here the username of the person that you want to flag. This isn't to delete, but to flag. Of course, we can give the developer the option to delete an account, but also you got to keep in mind that if a developer or if a developer or moderator had the power to delete any account, let's say they didn't really listen to the rules, they can delete any account they wish. So that's why we can flag an account and it will work. And if, let's say, it was just an honest mistake, you can easily just unflag it that fast. Makes it that simple. So I'm just going to type in username, and then, or I'll just type in account username. And I'll add a drop down. I'll use a button to space them. So like you see how big the button is. I'm just going to put it on the top edge. I'm going to put it on the top edge also of the drop down. And we'll put right here, what is the reason? What is the reason? Question mark. And let's make this 10. Or yeah, we'll make it 11 font size. And we can just say bullying, harassment. Hope I spelled that wrong. Dang, I am spelling things wrong. Hold on. Harassment. I'll just put bullying and harassment. Bullying and harassment. There we go. Violation of terms of service. Hacking. And let's see. Conflicting with air partners. Why I added conflicting with air partners is that, well, air can mean many things. For example, you could describe air partners would be, let's say, a school administration. Let's say a student from your school, let's say in your elementary school or middle school or high school or college, for example, were to say that person would create an account and start being rude or bullying, right? If they were to bully, and the school administration found out, then the school administration will contact you, AIR, the messaging service company, tell them, hey, this is what's going on, and you can just click conflicting with AIR partners. Or you can just do contact AIR messaging for more info. There you go. There's 5 options. Make sure that you click enter and it's like this, or how many options you want to add. So I'm just gonna put the button that we just used, put it in the bottom, and I'm gonna put right here another button. And I'm not really gonna center it, but it's gonna do submit. And let's do a border radius so it looks a little more friendly. Same with this also. Okay. So we added these 3. So this should flag the person on the account. So we'll just go ahead and go back to Portal. And let's see. Let's first add the pro mode on here. So this one's labeled 39. Okay. So right here in the function, hide pro and show pro, I'm going to add a, let's see, I'm going to go to the settings, there it is, and show element label 51 on the show pro, label 51, and we'll do a hide element. That one's going to say label 51. Okay, so now we need to figure out how to do the settings part, and actually I have an idea on that. So if we go to the portal screen right here, and I just go here, portal, and I'll grab an on event, image 11, that seems about right. We'll do a set screen, and we'll do pro mode. I mean, not pro mode, settings. Now, I want to make sure that if you're a developer, you have access to this. So we're going to go straight back to the login. Wait, this is an older login. Could we delete this? Yeah, we can delete that. Okay, I'll delete that. We're going to go here, back to the login or the menu screen. And this one is button 4. So I'm going to go to button 4. Here we go, button 4. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to settings. And right here, I'm going to grab a data, grab a read records, and grab an if-else statement. So I'm going to put this right before, but I'm going to do a math, go to the math toolbox and grab an equality operator, and I'm going to grab one of these ID. Make sure you grab the records I.ID, and we're going to put it right here. And if we go back to the data, and it says dev, basically we can just say this: if dev equals y, or equals nothing, we'll just say nothing, then nothing will happen. Or you know what, let's grab a variable. So if the variable if records I.dev equals nothing, then the variable dev will equal a 0. Otherwise, if it does equal something, then it will equal a 1. Now this, and we can just get rid of that read records, this is going to be very useful. So I'm going to remember the variable dev. 0 means no, 1 means yes. So now we'll go back up to, let's see, we'll go to settings. I'll grab a control and grab an if-else statement and put it on top of here. Math, we'll go to the math section, and then we'll grab an equality operator. And we will put if dev equals 0, then it will hide element, or both of these elements actually, image 23 and label 52. Now, if it doesn't equal 0, it equals 1, then I'm going to grab 2 show elements and basically duplicating the process on the ID. It's image 23 and label 52. And then it will set the screen to settings. So I'm going to go to settings now because we got that all set up. Grab an on event, go back, button 16, and set the screen back to portal. There we go. All right. So now on the portal screen, we can actually program the button for image 23 now. So we'll do image 23, set the screen directly to developers. Developers, same thing. We'll add a comment right here, developers. Go to UI controls on event, again, button 18. And we'll put this back to settings, and there will be an account modification. So you'll click image 26 and then set the screen straight to account modify. Now, again, it's actually the same thing also with the go back. So we'll do account underscore modify button 19. And again, set screen directly to we'll put this back to developers. Okay, so now let's do the account modification process. So we're gonna need a few things on here now. So let's see here, as I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do button 21. Oh, and we should also go to the design. Or you know what? We'll try a different way. Button 21. And we're going to grab a date, go to the data section and click the get a read records. And this one's going to say accounts. There we go. And we'll grab an if-else statement. Right here, we'll grab an equality operator. And if the ID, like text input 3, if text input 3 equals the username that is being chosen, that's text input 3. Oh, I just realized something. There we go. Text input 3, and then the records would be username. Alright, and we can just get rid of this. Actually, yeah, we can just get rid of that. Alright, so if the username doesn't say anything, then it's going to do a set text. Or I mean, not a set text. Actually, we'll leave it off here. This will be a part 1 of 2 series. So we'll leave it off here, and pretty much the next video is going to be finishing up the developers mode on how to ban a user. So yeah, anyways, thanks for listening or watching, and I'll see you guys later.